good evening everyone. I am Savitri here. I am happy to meet you again for the second session of today. And we have discussed about gravitation in the previous session. Hope you all would have understood the topic taught in the previous video. If not watched, please watch. That will be highly helpful for attending your public examination. In this session, we are going to discuss few problems that is based on gravitation. Okay, that is gravitation potential and potential energy. So that is the topic taught in the previous session. So just go through once again the book. Remember the formula, gravitation potential and potential energy. Okay. Let us start today's session now. So, first problem, example 6.5, water falls from the top of a hill to the ground. Why? I need not say the answer for this, you yourself know. Already I told the object will fall from the region of higher potential energy to the region of lower potential energy. எந்த இடத்துல பொட்டன்ஷியல் எனர்ஜி அதிகமாக இருக்கோ அந்த ரீஜனில் இருந்து எந்த இடத்துல பொட்டன்ஷியல் எனர்ஜி கம்மியாக இருக்கோ அந்த ரீஜனுக்கு தான் என்னாகும் ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து ஜென்ரலாக ஃபால் ஆகும். ஓகே, வாட்டர் ஆல்சோ வில் ஃபால் ஃப்ரம் த ரீஜன் ஆஃப் ஹையர் பொட்டன்ஷியல் எனர்ஜி டு த ரீஜன் ஆஃப் லோவர் பொட்டன்ஷியல். பொட்டன்ஷியல் எங்கே அதிகமாக இருக்குது, பொட்டன்ஷியல் எங்கே கம்மியாக இருக்குது. ஸோ ஹையர் பொட்டன்ஷியல் ரீஜனில் இருந்து லோவர் பொட்டன்ஷியல் ரீஜனுக்கு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து ஃபால் ஆகும். ஓகே, ஆல்ரெடி வி நோ தட் gravitational potential on the surface is 0. மேலே போக 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 பொட்டன்ஷியல் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிட்டே போகும். அப்போ டாப் சர்ஃபேஸில் தான் பொட்டன்ஷியல் ஜாஸ்தி, கீழே வர வர பொட்டன்ஷியல் கம்மி. அதனால தான் மேலே இருந்து கீழே வந்து தண்ணி விழுது. அவ்வளோதான் ஆன்சரே. ஓகே, ஸோ ஜஸ்ட் லெட் அஸ் கோ த்ரூ ஒன்ஸ் அகைன். சி, த வாட்டர் வில் ஃபால் ஃப்ரம் ஹில் டு கிரவுண்ட். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஹில், this is hill, this is ground. So water falls from hill to ground because gravitational potential at the hill is higher, gravitational potential at the ground is lower. So water falls. Okay, see, so water is falling only from top to bottom, not from bottom to top. Never it will flow from valley to hill, okay, mountain. It will fall only from mountain to valley. Yes. So see, what is the reason for that? The main reason for that is, so it will fall from the top to bottom because the gravitational potential at the top is higher. So here at gravitational potential, that is V of R at hill is greater than V of R at ground. So water falls from hill to ground. So this is the reason you have to write. Yes, are you all clear? Okay, that's all about this sum. Hope you all understood. Very easy sum this is. Next, example 6.6. Consider 4 masses M1, M2, M3 and M4 arranged as shown in figure. So we have got 4 masses M1, M2, M3 and M4. Okay, so they are arranged on the circumference of the circle. How they are arranged? They are arranged on the circumference of the circle. So what we have to calculate? The gravitational potential energy and the gravitational potential both. What is gravitational potential energy and then what is gravitational potential? So gravitational potential energy formula we know. So gravitational potential energy means G(m)m by R with negative sign. So this is the gravitational potential energy formula. G(m)m by R. This is the general formula. You must remember. So numerator la 2 mass irukano, denominator la distance irukano. G, okay, gravitational constant. So G(m)m by R. This is gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential na V of R equal to minus G(m) by R. That's all. Only 1 m. Okay, inge G(m)m by R, here G(m) by R. So you must remember the formula. Gravitational potential na enna formula, potential energy na enna formula. So we have to calculate the gravitational potential as well as potential energy for this configuration. In the configuration ku enna gravitational potential energy, idukku enna gravitational potential, rendume நம்ம calculate பண்ணணும். Shall we do it now? Okay. So what is gravitational potential and gravitational potential energy for this configuration? Yes, now let us first find gravitational potential energy. எப்படி calculate பண்றது? Gravitational potential energy is calculated by finding the sum of gravitational potential, okay, energy due to each pair. இப்ப 4 மாசஸ் இருக்கு, அந்த 4 மாசத்துக்கு மாசுக்கும் காம்பினேஷன் போட்டால் நமக்கு வந்து 6 காம்பினேஷன் கிடைக்கும். இருக்கிறது 4 மாசஸ், ஓகே, காம்பினேஷன் போட்டால் அந்த 4 மாசுக்கும் நமக்கு டோட்டலாக 6 காம்பினேஷன் கிடைக்கும். எப்படி? M1 M2 ஒரு காம்பினேஷன். ஸோ ஹவு மெனி காம்பினேஷன்ஸ் we will get here? So first combination is M1 M2. Second combination is, okay, so what is the second combination? First combination is M1 M2. Second combination is M1 M3. Third combination is M1 M4. அவ்வளவுதான் M1 வச்சு, ஓகே, M1 M2 M1 M3 M1 M4 3 காம்பினேஷன். அதுக்கப்புறம் M2 எடுத்துக்கோ, M2 M3 M2 M4 நெக்ஸ்ட் காம்பினேஷன். அடுத்து M3 எடுத்துக்கோ, M3 M4 அவ்வளவுதான். ஓகே, M3 M1 ஏற்கனவே இருக்கும், அதனால விட்டுறலாம். ஸோ அப்போ நமக்கு எவ்வளோ காம்பினேஷன் கிடைக்குது? 4, ஓகே, மாசஸ்க்கு 6 பேர்ஸ் கிடைக்குது. அப்போ அந்த 6 பேருக்கும் கிராவிடேஷனல் பொட்டன்ஷியல் எனர்ஜி கண்டுபிடிச்சு ஆட் பண்ணணும், அவ்வளோதான். ஃபார்முலா ஈஸ் தானே? ஃபார்முலா என்னது? GMM/R, அதான் ஃபார்முலா. வாட் இஸ் த ஜெனரல் ஃபார்முலா? -GMM/R. அந்த mmங்கிறது இந்த காம்பினேஷன் தான். ஸோ G(M1 M2) by 1 2 டினாமினேட்டர்ல R வரும்போது 1 2 போடணும். மாஸ் 1 2னா 1 2. அடுத்து மாஸ் இங்க 1 3 இருக்கா, அப்ப R 1 3 போடணும். இங்க 1 4 இருக்கா, அப்ப R 1 4. இங்க மாஸ் M2 M3, அப்ப R 2 3. Here R 2 4. Here R 3 4. That's all. Okay, so what's the general formula for gravitational potential energy? Gravitational potential energy is -G(M1 M2) by R. This is the general formula. Okay, now for the 6 pairs out of 4 masses we can frame 6 pairs. For all the 6 pairs we have to calculate total gravitational potential energy. So எப்படி calculate பண்றது பார்க்கலாமா? அப்ப total gravitational potential energy U equal to நமக்கு 4 மாஸ் இருக்கு, எத்தனை பேர் வரணும்? 6. அப்ப 6 டேர்ம்ஸ் இங்க இருக்கணும். சரியா? எப்படி 6 டேர்ம்ஸ் நான் காம்பினேஷன் சொல்லிட்டேன். போடலாமா? அப்ப G ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பேர் M1 M2 by R, இங்க 1 2னா R12 minus, ஓகே, G M1 M3 by R mass 1 mass 3, அப்ப 1 3 minus G M1 M4 by R 1 4. Clear? Then G minus G M2 M3 by R 2 3 minus G M2 M4 by R 2 4 minus G M3 M4 by R 3 4. That's all. So this is the total gravitational potential energy, okay, due to the configuration, that is all the 4 masses which are situated at the, okay, circumference of the circle. Are you clear? 4 mass வந்து circumference of the circle இருக்கு. நமக்கு total gravitational potential energy calculate பண்ணணும் இந்த 4 மாஸ்னால. எப்படி calculate பண்றது? Total gravitational potential energy is the sum of the gravitational potential energy of, okay, all the pairs. Okay, so all the maximum possible pairs of the particles. So now out of 4 masses we can, okay, form 6 pairs of masses. 4 masses தான் இருக்கு, அப்ப 4 pair மட்டும் போட்டு விட்டுற கூடாது. 6 pairs we have. Okay, எப்படி கம்பைன் பண்ற? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் M1 எடுத்துக்கோ. ஓகே, எப்படி கம்பைன் பண்ணணும்? M1 ல ஆரம்பிக்கணும். M1 ஓட M2 போடு, அடுத்து M1 ஓட M3 போடு, அடுத்து M1 ஓட M4, முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. அடுத்து M2 எடுத்துக்கோ, M2 ல இருந்து M3, அடுத்து M2 ல இருந்து M4. ஓகே, தென் நெக்ஸ்ட் M3 எடுத்துக்கோ, M3 M4, அவ்வளவுதான். ஓகே, M3 M1 ஏற்கனவே இருக்கும். Yes, clear? Okay, so these are the 6 combinations. So all the 6 combinations we have written the gravitational potential energy. Clear? Now, so now M1 M2 M3 M4 these are all, okay, general, mass is not given, so we can keep as such. But R12, R13, R14 and all we must calculate. So how to calculate R12, R13? First we must calculate. So how to calculate that? Yes, now this distance is R12 and this distance is R23. This is R23 and this is R34, okay, and this distance is R41 or R14, anyhow we can take. So these are the distances R12, R23, that is distance between mass M1 and M2, mass M2 and M3 and mass M3 and M4, M4 and M1. So these are the distances R12, R23, R34 and R41. These distances will be equal. Okay, now we have to find these distances. So how to find? So we are going to take this triangle. Okay, any one triangle we can choose. So I am taking this triangle. So here I am taking this center. So let us take this as A and this as B. Okay, and here is mass M1 and here is mass M2. So the distance is R12. This distance is R12. So we all know that this is the radius of the circle. Therefore, this distance OA is R. And this distance is also radius and OB is also R. Yes, are you all clear? So OA is R, OB is also R. So we can calculate OA and that is R12 using these quantities. Okay, shall we? Okay, applying Pythagoras theorem for the triangle OAB. So apply. So in triangle OAB, applying Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So in triangle OAB, okay, apply Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So if you apply Pythagoras theorem for this triangle OAB, what will you get? So AB square equal to, what is AB square? AB square equal to OA square plus OB square. So OA square plus OB square. Yes, are you all clear? So now AB square equal to OA square. So what is OA square? R square plus what is OB square? R square. Okay. So AB square equal to R square plus R square is 2R square. So find AB from this. So this implies AB equal to, okay, root of 2R square equal to root 2 into R. Are you all clear? So AB we have calculated. What is AB? AB is nothing but R12. R12 is nothing but root 2 into R. So this is R12. Yes. So we have calculated R12. So R12 is equal to what are the distances? R12 equal to R23, okay, R34 and R41, R14. All the four distances are the same because so are the same R. So R23, this is R, this is R. Applying Pythagoras theorem to this triangle, we are going to get R23 as same root to R. Again, here if you take this triangle, again applying Pythagoras theorem, you will be getting R34 as same root to R. Okay. So R12, R14, R23 and R34 all are same. What's the value? Root 2 into R. Yes, are you all clear? Then what is left? Left is R13. So what is R13? So here is 1. Hope you all understood. So shall I rub this? So root 2R. This distance is root 2R. Okay. Now, okay. So here what is R13? Here is M1, here is M3. Okay. Distance between M1 and M3 is diameter of the circle. Therefore 2R. This distance is 2R. So R13 is 2R. Okay. R24. So mass, the distance connecting the mass M2 and M4. Again, this is also diameter. Therefore, this distance is 2R. Therefore, 24 also 2R. Yes, are you all clear? So, G M1 M2 by R12, M1 M3 by R13, M1 M4 by R14, M2 M3 by R23, G M2 M4 by R24, G M3 M4 by R34. So all the values we know now. Okay, mass you are keeping as such, G value as such, substituting for R12, R13, etc. So these distances alone we are substituting. So R13 and R24 as 2R, the remaining values all the 4 root 2 into R. Yes, shall we substitute now? So root 2 into R. Yes, now see. See, first let us write the equation once again. So gravitational potential energy U of R. So gravitational potential energy U of R equal to, okay, so minus G M1, okay, M2 divided by R12 minus G M1 M3 by R13 minus G, okay, M1 M4 by, okay, R14, okay, minus G M2 M3 divided by R23 minus G M2 M4 divided by, okay, R24, then minus G, what is left? So M2 over M3, M3 M4 divided by R34. Okay, these are the 6 terms we have. Now we have to substitute all the distances. Okay, substituting all the distances now. So this is equal to minus G M1 M2 divided by, what is R12? So this is R12. This distance R23, R34, R41, R14. All those distances are root 2R. Okay. This diagonal and this diagonal. These two are 2R. Shall we substitute now? So 1, 2. Instead of 1, 2, root 2R. Okay. Minus G M1 M3 divided by R13. R13 is 2R. Okay. R13 is 2R minus G M1 M4 divided by R14. So R14 is root 2R. Clear? Then minus G, next term M2 M3 divided by R23, which is 23. R23 is nothing but root 2R minus G M2 M4 divided by R24. So which is 24? R24 is again 2R minus G M3 M4 divided by R34. R34 is nothing but root 2R. Are you all clear? So we have substituted all the distances now. Okay. In all the terms, G is common, R is common. We can take G and R out, and we are going to take all the masses are equal. M1 equal to M2 equal to M3 equal to M4. So let us take if all the masses are same. Okay. So I am going to substitute M1, M2, M3, M4 as M itself. Okay. And taking G by R as common. Okay. Now what will happen? So here we will have U of R equal to, okay. So minus G, I am taking G by R out because in all the terms G by R are common, okay, into, I am going to substitute M1 equal to M2 equal to M3 equal to M4. So instead of M1, M itself, instead of M2, M divided by, okay, root 2 is balance. Here G by R is taken as common, okay, minus. Here also numerator, in all the, Okay, terms numerator will be m into m by, here r has taken out, we have taken r out, so 2 minus m into m divided by, here root 2, okay, minus m into m by root 2, here minus m into m by 2, finally minus m into m by, so minus m into m by 2, again minus m into m by root 2. So these are the terms left for us. Okay. So how many terms are there? 6 terms are there. Okay, check all the terms are there. Okay. Now, okay, shall we rub this? See now how to simplify this? So minus g by r into, so in all the terms we have got m into m. M into m is m square. So m square by root 2 minus m square by 2 minus m square by root 2 minus m square by root 2 minus m square by 2 minus m square by root 2. So these are the terms we have. Now taking m square out, in all the terms we can take m square out. So if you take m square out, so what will happen? So taking m square out in all the terms, okay. So now if you take m square out, u of r becomes, okay, minus g m square by r into, so here 1 by root 2 minus 1 by 2, even minus term we have taken out, so we can write plus, okay. So 1 by, even here, so minus term we have taken out, okay. So then we will have plus, all plus sign only, minus is taken out. So 1 by root 2 plus 1 by 2, here also plus 1 by root 2 and here plus 1 by root 2, here plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by root 2, okay. Now, so minus g m square by r into, we have got 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, half plus half is 1 plus 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, 4 times. So 4 times 1 by root 2, okay. So 4 by root 2, 4 times 1 by root 2 means 4 by root 2. Yes, are you all clear? So we have simplified. Now again we can write minus g m square by r into 1 plus, this 4 can be written as 2 into 2 by root 2. This is equal to minus g m square by r into 1 plus 1 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. In the 2 1 I apply edikren, root 2 into root 2 edikren, in the 2 appadi irukku by root 2. So oru root 2 cancel aidum. Then what will you get finally? So finally u of r equal to minus g m square by r into 1 plus 2 root 2. So this is the final gravitational potential energy, okay, due to system of 4 charges. Yes, are you all clear? So we have calculated gravitational potential energy for the system of 4 charges. That's all. So this is the final answer. Yes, clear? Hope you all understood. Okay, so first thing is over. What is the second one? The gravitational potential at a point 2. Okay, point due to all the 4 masses. Next we have to calculate gravitational potential. So what is gravitational potential? Gravitational potential formula is minus gm by r. That is V of r equal to. So gravitational potential V of r equal to minus gm by r. So this is the general formula for gravitational potential. because gravitational potential energy per unit mass is gravitational potential. அப்ப ஒரு மாஸ் வந்து நீ எடுத்துட்டீனா potential energyல ஒரு மாஸை கட் பண்ணிட்டீனா உனக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும்? Gravitational potential கிடைச்சிரும். So gravitational potential is minus gm by r. So this is the formula for gravitational potential. இப்ப சப்ஸ்டிட் பண்ணிக்கலாமா? Okay, now என்ன கிடைக்கும்? So v of r is equal to, so total algebraic sum of the gravitational potential due to individual mass is gravitational potential due to the combination. இந்த 4 மாஸ் இருக்குங்க. இப்ப 4 மாஸ்னாலயும் என்ன gravitational potential னு கால்குலேட் பண்ணனும். m1 னால என்ன gravitational potential, m2 னால என்ன gravitational potential, அதே மாதிரி m3 m4 ஆல என்ன gravitational potential கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் algebraic sum பண்ணோம்னா நமக்கு gravitational potential due to all the 4 masses நமக்கு கிடைச்சிரும். இப்போ ஒவ்வொரு மாஸ்னாலயும் என்ன gravitational potential பார்க்கணும். பார்க்கலாமா? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மாஸ், so minus g first mass m1 by, okay, minus g m1 by, what is r, r பதிலா r1 எடுத்துக்கலாம், minus g m1 by r1, okay, plus அடுத்து minus g m2 by, minus g m2 by r, okay, அத கூட நம்ம கேபிட்டல் r எடுத்துடலாம். So g m1 by r, அடுத்து g m2 by r, then minus, okay, g m3 by r, and then minus g m4 by r. So what's the gravitational potential? So gravitational potential, okay, so due to all the 4 masses is nothing but gravitational potential due to, okay, single mass, okay, first each mass, that is first mass plus second mass plus third mass plus fourth mass. So this is the total gravitational potential at the center due to all the 4 masses. Yes, now so what is common here? Minus g by, okay, r is common, okay, if then m1 plus m2 plus m3 plus m4, okay. So I have taken common out, minus g by r is common, so remaining terms m1 plus m2 plus m3 plus m4. So m1 plus m2 plus m3 plus m4. Now again I am taking, if m1 equal to m2 equal to m3 equal to m4, if all the 4 masses are equal, so we can write minus g by r into, instead of m1, capital M plus capital M plus capital M plus capital M, all the masses are equal, okay, then so m plus m plus m plus m is 4m. So what is the answer? 4 gm by r minus, okay. So what is the gravitational potential? So net gravitational potential at a point O, okay, due to all the 4 masses is equal to minus 4 gm divided by r. So this is the net gravitational potential at a point O due to all the 4 masses. So we have calculated the potential energy as well as potential. So that's all about this sum. Hope you all understood. Yes? Then, so we have completed both the cases. Now we have next topic, acceleration due to gravity of the earth, okay. Now what do you mean by acceleration due to gravity? So when the object is falling, so if the object falls, so the object is always attracted by the earth, okay, that is, it is accelerated towards the earth. So when the object is dropped, when the object is falling, so the object is attracted towards the earth, okay. The object will be accelerated, you know that only when it is, okay, applied with force, okay. So when there is a force, then there will be an acceleration. If there is no force, then there will be no acceleration. Already we know, we have learnt already, okay. In 3rd chapter itself we know only, okay, when there is a force on a body, then the body will be accelerated. So if there is no force on a body, the body will not be accelerated. இப்போ நம்ம தூக்கி போட்ட ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து எர்த்தை நோக்கி ஆக்சலரேட் ஆகுது. அப்போ ஆக்சலரேட் ஆகுதுன்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? அது மேலே ஒரு ஃபோர்ஸ் இருக்குன்னு அர்த்தம். ஃபோர்ஸ் இல்லாட்டினா அந்த பாடி ஆக்சலரேட் ஆகிறதுக்கு சான்ஸே கிடையாது. Okay, so when the object falls, okay, towards the earth, it is accelerated towards the earth. Okay, எப்படி ஆக்சலரேட் ஆகுது? ஏன்னா அது மேலே ஒரு ஃபோர்ஸ் ஆக்ட் ஆகுது. என்ன ஃபோர்ஸ் அது மேலே ஆக்ட் ஆகுது? The force is exerted by the earth on a body, that is called acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so that is a gravitational pull. The object experience a gravitational pull. அதனால தான் என்ன ஆகுது? The object is getting attracted towards the earth. சரியா? And moreover we know that, okay, up to certain height, that is a or a minimum height. Okay, so the near the surface of the earth, the height should be near the surface of the earth. Okay, few kilometers, ஒரு 200 150 300 kilometers இருக்கலாம் surface of the earth ல இருந்து. So up to few kilometers the acceleration will be uniform. இதுவும் நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம். So when the object is dropped from, okay, certain height, that is nearer to the surface of the earth, the object will have constant acceleration. அப்படின்னு நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம். Okay, projectile படிச்சிருக்கோம், projectile motionல. So the object is constantly accelerated. So the object will have constant acceleration. புரியுதா? ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து எத்தை நோக்கி மூவ் ஆகுது அப்படின்னா the object என்ன அர்த்தம்? ஆக்சிலரேட் ஆகுதுன்னு அர்த்தம். ஓகே, அந்த ஆக்சிலரேஷன் எதனால கிடைச்சது? ஆக்சிலரேஷன் டியூ டு கிராவிட்டி, கிராவிடேஷனல் புல்லுனால. ஓகே, எப்போ ஒரு பாடி ஆக்சிலரேட் ஆகும்? the body will be getting accelerated only if the body, okay, is subjected to some force. force இல்லைனா ஆக்சிலரேஷன் இருக்கிறதுக்கு சான்ஸே கிடையாது. அப்ப அந்த பாடி மேல ஒரு ஃபோர்ஸ் ஆக்ட் ஆகுதுன்னு அர்த்தம். அப்ப என்ன ஃபோர்ஸ் ஆக்ட் ஆகுது அந்த பாடி மேல? கிராவிட்டி எக்ஸர்ட் பண்ற ஃபோர்ஸ். so that force is called acceleration due to gravity. சரியா? அந்த acceleration due to gravity பத்தி என்ன நம்ம சொல்லலாம்? it will be uniform. எப்ப யூனிஃபார்மா இருக்கும்? எப்ப கான்ஸ்டன்ட்டா இருக்கும்? if the height is small above the earth surface, if the height is small, then acceleration will be uniform. Are you all clear? So acceleration will be constant if the height is, okay, small. Okay, so the object will be accelerated towards earth according to Newton's second law. Already we have learnt that. Okay, so all the object irrespective of their size, இப்போ நான் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லிட்டேன் acceleration constant-ஆ இருக்கும்ட்டு. ஒரு certain height வரைக்கும் acceleration constant-ஆ இருக்கும் near the surface of the earth-ல. ஓகே, ஸோ அப்போ கான்ஸ்டன்டா இருக்குன்னா ஆப்ஜெக்ட் சைஸ் எவ்வளவா இருந்தாலும் கான்ஸ்டன்டா இருக்குமா? சின்ன ஆப்ஜெக்டா இருந்தாலும் சரி, பெரிய ஆப்ஜெக்டா இருந்தாலும் சரி. ஓகே, ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்டோன் தூக்கி போட்டாலும் சரி, சின்ன ஆப்ஜெக்ட் தூக்கி போட்டாலும் சரி, ரெண்டுத்துக்குமே ஆக்சிலரேஷன் சேமா தான் இருக்கும். திஸ் இஸ் வாட் ப்ரூவ்ட் பை கலீலியோ லாங் பேக். Okay, so he says all the bodies are accelerated towards earth with constant acceleration. Okay, constantly they are accelerated towards earth ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு Galileo long back he told. Okay, so irrespective of the size, அப்ப acceleration due to gravity வந்து மாஸை டிபெண்ட் பண்ணி இல்ல. சின்ன ஸ்டோனா இருந்தாலும் சரி, பெரிய ஸ்டோனா இருந்தாலும் சரி, ரெண்டுமே ஒரே மேக்னிடியூட்ல தான் ஆக்சலரேட் ஆகும். Okay, so acceleration for both the bodies will be the same irrespective of the size. Yes, are you all clear? Now, okay, so let us take the formula, force formula. So we know the force formula. So force is equal to, in vector notation, F vector equal to minus GMME by RA square into R cap. So this is the force formula. Okay, so F value we know according to Newton's second law. What is F? F is equal to MA according to Newton's second law. So now I am going to substitute F as MA here. So we know that according to Newton's second law, F is equal to mass into acceleration. In vector notation, F vector equal to M into A vector. Because only when there is a force, then acceleration will be there. So this is based on Newton's second law we have explained. Therefore, we have taken Newton's second law. Okay, Newton said that, so when a body is accelerated, automatically it will have force. So force equal to mass into acceleration, that is Newton's second law. So we have taken this formula. Okay, so we know F is equal to minus GMME by RE square into R cap. இது வந்து gravitational force. இது என்னது? Newton second law. இப்போ ரெண்டையும் ஈக்குவேட் பண்ணிக்கலாமா? இப்போ F க்கு பதிலா நான் என்ன பண்ண போறேன்? MA சப்ஸ்டிட் பண்ண போறேன். So சப்ஸ்டிட் பண்ணு. So what will you get? So MA equal to, okay, so F is equal to minus GMME by RE square. So instead of F, I am substituting MA vector according to Newton's second law. Now this M and this M can be cancelled. I am cancelling this M and this M. So what is left? A vector equal to GME by RE square into R cap. So A vector equal to minus GME by RE square into R cap. So this is acceleration A. Yes, clear? So acceleration formula another GME by RE square into R cap. Yes, are you all clear? Now, modulus எடுத்துக்கோ, magnitude எடுத்துக்கோ. So, magnitude of the acceleration due to gravity. ஏக்கு பதிலா நான் g substitute பண்ணிருக்கேன் அவ்வளவுதான். So, acceleration experienced by the object near the surface of the earth due to gravity is called acceleration due to gravity. So, what is the acceleration experienced by the object? Due to gravity. Gravity of the earth. Earthனால இந்த body என்ன acceleration gain பண்ணிடுது? That acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity. So, acceleration of a body gained. Okay, due to gravity is called acceleration due to gravity. It is denoted by the symbol g. So, a க்கு பதிலா நம்ம என்ன எடுத்துக்கிறோம்? g ன்னு எடுத்துக்கிறோம். So, acceleration due to gravity, magnitude எடுத்துட்டேன். அப்ப negative sign மிஸ் ஆகணும். Negative sign போயிடணும். Okay, omit negative sign, gme by re square. So, in this equation, we do not have small m term at all. Small m term இருக்கா அந்த ஈக்குவேஷன்ல? இல்ல. gme by re square தான் இருக்கு. g universal gravitational constant. me mass of the earth. re radius of the earth. எல்லாமே constant. g 6.67 constant. Mass of the earth constant. Radius of the earth constant. எல்லாமே constant. Right side full-ஆவே constant. அப்ப g constant. See, acceleration due to gravity will be constant. It is independent of the mass of the object. So, irrespective of the mass. மாஸ் எவ்வளவு பெருசா இருந்தாலும் சரி, acceleration due to gravity என்னது? ஒரே வேல்யூ தான். ஏன்னா acceleration due to gravity ஃபார்முலால m டேர்மே இல்ல. That is small m. Mass of the object இல்ல. இது mass of the earth. Okay, அது constant. So, right side full-ஆ constant-ஆ இருக்கிறதுனால, okay, acceleration due to gravity does not depend on mass of the object and it depends only on, okay, g value and me and re value, which is constant. So, acceleration due to gravity will be always constant. So, it is to be noted that acceleration experienced by any object is independent of its mass. So, it does not depend on mass. It depends only on what? Okay. So, the remaining values g, me and re, which are all constants. Yes. Are you all clear? So, the same thing was explained by the scientist long back, Galileo. So, what Galileo says? The value of g depends only on the mass, okay, radius of the earth, okay, it depends only on, g value depends only on mass and radius of the earth, not the mass of the object. This mass is mass of the earth, radius of the earth. Okay. So, the Galileo said that, what he said? So, all the objects fall towards earth with the same acceleration. Okay. All the objects fall towards earth with the same acceleration, whatever may be the mass. அது வந்து சின்ன இது எரகா இருக்கட்டும். ஓகே, ஸோ பெரிய கோல்டு காயின், ஃபெதர் அண்ட் கோல்டு காயின் எக்ஸ்பெரிமெண்ட் தான் பண்ணார்ல கலீலியோ. ஸோ ஃபெதராக இருக்கட்டும், கோல்டு காயினாக இருக்கட்டும். ஸோ வாட் எவர் மே பி தி வெயிட், whatever may be the mass of the object, both will reach the, okay, or both will be attracted at the same rate by the earth. So, that is what Galileo's, okay, conclusion. Okay. So, the acceleration due to gravity g is found to be 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. Where? So, on the surface of the earth near the equator. So, we take the value of g as 9.8 meter per second square. So, what is the value of g? So, value of g is 9.8 meter per second square. Are you all clear? So, what is acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity is, so acceleration experienced by the body due to the gravity of the earth is called acceleration due to gravity. It is represented by the letter g and its value is 9.8 meter per second square. And g does not depend on mass of the object. That means, okay, both lighter object as well as heavier object reach the, okay, earth and have the same acceleration irrespective of the mass. Okay. And its value is 9.8 meter per second square. Did you all understand? Hope you all understood this session. Okay. So, let me conclude this session by this. So, let us meet again tomorrow. Thank you, children. Bye.